A CBS 4 exclusive, and she's the only member of Congress with a transgender child. And now for the first time on television, Ileana Lehtinen and her son, Rodrigo, are sharing their deeply personal story and opening up to CBS 4's Jim DeFede.
I came from a family where politics was very much talked about openly, calmly, with respect, on a regular basis.
Rodrigo Lehtinen is the oldest child of Republican Congresswoman Ileana Lehtinen.
Engaging in that kind of conversation about political issues or things that might be controversial was not foreign in my family.
But Rodrigo hasn't always been Rodrigo. For most of his life, he was Amanda, an outgoing and funny child who went to Palmer Trinity High School. Amanda was in the drama club, the rock climbing team, and founded the school's chapter of Amnesty International. Amanda had come out to her parents as gay in high school, but it wasn't until she was in college that Amanda made the decision to begin living her life as a man.
Hello everyone, my name is Rodrigo. I'm an organizing and training fellow with the National Gay and Lesbian Task Force.
I think coming out as transgender is really about coming out as your authentic self, coming out as the person you always knew you were, but no one else may have known. And now you're sharing that honesty with other people for the first time.
For Amanda, that moment of honesty with her parents came in 2007.
As parents, we wanted to make sure that Rigo understood that we're totally fine with it, and that we wanted to make sure that he was safe. We know Rigo as our child, whether it's Amanda or now as Rodrigo. He's our son. We're proud of him.
Dexter Lehtinen is Rodrigo's father. The former U.S. Attorney in Miami is perhaps best known for indicting Panamanian strongman Manuel Noriega. He's also a decorated Army Ranger who bears the scars of war.
Well, you know, I remember back in my days in Vietnam. That's an era that I tend to measure a lot of things against, and I just didn't care what the person's orientation was when you put them on point. The test for putting somebody on point in a patrol was they were reliable and would perform.
We're very happy that our son is happy with who he is, and that's a blessing to us.
Never has the transgender community been more in the public spotlight. A Time magazine cover recently featured Laverne Cox, the transgender actress who stars in the series Orange is the New Black. And former Navy SEAL Christopher Beck is now Kristen Beck, author of the book Warrior Princess and the subject of a recent CNN documentary, Lady Valor.
No one ever met the real me. No one knew anything.
Rodrigo is now part of that growing wave. As the first transgender child of a member of Congress, he brings an awareness that might otherwise be missing.
There were so many Republican people I know, whether they were family friends of mine, whether they were friends I'd met through my mother's campaigns when I was growing up, and they're saying, you know what, I support you, and I support these rights, and this is an eye-opening experience.
A 2010 Miami Herald story first noted Ileana had a transgender son, suggesting Rigo's influence led her to become the first House Republican to support gay marriage. And she's also the only Republican on the 112-member LGBT Equality Caucus.
I have full confidence that she would have come to these pro-LGBT opinions, whether I happen to be transgender or not.
Ileana offers this advice to parents who may have a transgender son or daughter.
Don't freak out, stay calm, and don't be afraid. And love your child, because that person is your child, whether it's the person you wanted him or her to be or not. That's my advice to parents, is never reject your child. That's unconditional love, no matter what.
Very admirable, Jim, when you listen to the Congresswoman and her husband and the way the family has accepted who their son is for who he is. But I wonder if it was always so easy to accept him, or was it a bit of a journey for them to get to that point?
You know, Rodrigo, as I said in the piece, came out as gay in high school as Amanda, and then just sort of worked their way through it. It's funny, you know, that letter that Amanda wrote to her parents to explain that she was now going to be Rodrigo. In it, she tried to detail as much as she could in it. She even included some pamphlets that she thought her parents would find helpful to sort of explain a little bit more about what transgender. But Ileana and Dexter both said that they really, from right away, felt that as long as Rodrigo knew who he was safe and healthy and secure, that they were going to support him.
Rodrigo's future? Might it include a career in politics?
I think he's a little too shy. At least he's only 28 years old. You know, I forgot to mention his age in the piece. He's only 28 years old. He is a fundraiser on the West Coast for a gay rights organization. I don't know if we'll see him in politics. We might at some point. You know, it'll be interesting to see if he wants to even get involved in local politics. Miami-Dade County is going to be discussing whether or not to include transgender on their human rights ordinance to extend it beyond not just sexual orientation, but to transgender. They'll be voting that next month.
Fascinating story. Thanks very much for telling it to us, Jim DeFede.